So it's like the best foundation that I've ever used if you want full coverage foundation. Being a mom of 3 and 36 years old, my skin is not the same as it used to be. So I like to have full coverage makeup on. I don't know, I just like looking somewhat flawless. I mean, nothing's ever perfect. It's not going to be completely concealed, but it is going to be different than what it was before. And I think a lot better, and this might help people with rosacea. I put it on my mother-in-law, and she has rosacea, and it really helped her too. My coffee's still too hot to drink. So, again, I don't plan on being this huge like makeup star on YouTube. I just wanted to give you guys, the people that actually watch me, a clue on how to do your foundation to make it actually cover stuff. You might hear noise from the downstairs. My guys are down there playing and watching TV and stuff. Okay, so the secret to everything is this. It's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation. This I really like. For one, it has this little wand, like a lipstick, like a lip gloss wand, but it's the foundation, so you can apply it to your face that way. I always use I just use Pond's face cream. I should get a primer to help with my fine lines that I have under here, because it will set into some of your fine lines, but I don't have the money to spend on a primer right now, so this is how I do it. This stuff is pretty thick, so you're gonna want to get a makeup brush. I really like the makeup sponges. I don't have a beauty blender. I just like spit when I said that. I don't have a beauty blender, but I got one of those Real Techniques sponges, which is this like orange looking sponge. You can use it wet or dry. I prefer it dry, and there's like a technique to how you're supposed to do it of like rolling it, but I don't do it that way. Again, I'm not a professional. This is just me. So I just kind of twist it into my skin instead of just like dragging it. You don't want to just drag it down, because you're basically wiping away the foundation. Sorry, I'm trying to do this in the mirror and show you guys at the same time. So it's like a twist and a roll kind of situation. When I get up into the hairline, you want to get your ears, you want to go behind your ears and then down onto your neck and stuff. And that way you look super blended. If you don't do it up onto the ears, you look like you're just like, especially if you haven't matched your foundation, you're going to look like you cut your ears off when you were doing your foundation. So I don't know how well you guys can see this. I got a little bit underneath my eye, so I'm going to rub that in. Can you already tell the difference? I'm going to add a little bit more here because of my little broken vein. Can you tell? Hopefully you guys can really tell on the screen like how big of a difference this really does make. So then you can use the little pointer end of the blender when you're doing underneath your eye and stuff. You can pat it. Now in this light it still looks like I have a whole lot of dark circles under my eyes, but it's really not too bad. But see, like when I sit normal, it looks normal, but when I sit like this, you get all this. And sorry, I'm looking in the viewfinder, but I have to be able to somewhat see myself. So let me get this eye a little bit more, just like I did that other one. And I like to use my finger too to just really get it into there and cover the whole eye. So then, anytime you're using anything like liquid or creamy, you should set it with a powder. So I like to put my powder on first and then go in and do my bronzer and my blusher after this, that I've done this foundation. Sorry, I'm tapping my loose powder back into the container. You want to set it because that's actually is going to make it last longer. So anytime you do a foundation, you should set it with a powder. this stuff, because of how thick it is, you don't want it to look super cakey, you know, because of how thick the foundation is. You don't want it to look cakey. So get like a loose powder. This is also a Clinique powder. And when you go to the Clinique counter, like, they should be able to match you. If you don't like it, take it back and get something else, like a foundation that you feel actually matches you. But they should match you there at the counter. So just powder all over that foundation, okay? Sorry, I'm probably blocking the finder. And down your neck and on your ears and everything, wherever you put the foundation, you want to really powder, okay? So I'll close this up. I had it all over inside of there. So, and this is just a Real Techniques brush. A lot of the stuff I use, I kind of do a mix for my makeups, like good stuff and drugstore stuff. Now for me, the foundation is going to be something I actually spend my money on, because that's like the base of what you do to make it yourself look better. And I like nicer brushes, but I also use e.l.f. brushes too. So I do like a lot of the Real Techniques. I think they're priced fairly well compared to some others. Like the beauty blender is normally like 20 bucks, I think it is, for a normal beauty blender, and this is like 7 bucks. So I'll take it. It works. I like it dry instead of the wet, like I said. So anyway, this is called Invisible Blend. That's that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do like a bronzer powder and a blush. You don't want, once you make your face like completely flawless, you really don't have a lot of definition in it, so you might look sick if you don't put on blusher and if you don't do any like contouring or bronzer. I have this Hulu Benefit. This is like forever old because I barely use it. Then I have this like stippling brush, and I just pinch it and flatten it and dip a little bit in there, and I like to kind of pop it out onto the lid because I feel like it get too much. And then usually you can find your shadow of where your natural cheekbone is if you're looking down. And oops, I'm doing it backwards in the mirror. So you just want to put it in that spot of where it naturally is, and then I tap a little bit more, pinch it down, go down the sides of my nose, a little bit up here, and then I kind of brush it out where I already have it. And that helps to give a little bit more definition to the face and not look completely flat after you've done all of your foundation and your powder and everything. Now some people wait until after they put on their bronzer and their blush to powder and set the whole thing, but since those are both powders, I'd rather just put it on after I put on my powder, because I feel like because of how moisturized and kind of thick that foundation is, I don't want to get like a streak and then not be able to blend it out if I want to. Oh, so then this is a NYX blusher. I've had this forever too. This is drugstore brand, and it's in 06 Peach. I don't even know if they make it anymore. Like, that's how old it is. I really don't spend a lot of money on my makeup anymore. Then I just have a brush like this. This is actually Mary Kay. Had it for years. But you can do whatever, I mean, however you want to do your blush is fine. And then I just brush it on my cheeks like that. And if you get a little heavy on one side, that's fine. You can do a little bit heavier on the other. And if you're like, whoa, that's just too heavy in general, get a little powder on your powder brush and dust it out. And if you're still too heavy, then just get a makeup wipe, wipe it off, and start again on just your cheek. So it doesn't look like dirt on the side of your face or anything. I mean, I guess if you did it really in depth and like pretty rough on there, it would be, but I don't. Now, a couple things. I have what they call hooded eyes. So, I mean, you guys can stop here if you just want how I do my foundation and stuff, but I just wanted to show everybody there is a foundation out there to cover up things, and I think it's a miracle. And a lot of my friends have been asking me about my makeup recently because I just got this about 3 weeks ago and I'm loving it. So that's kind of why I'm doing this for you guys, because I figure I might as well show everybody how to do this. It's not hard. You don't have to be a makeup person in order to get it done. Pretty simple. And you guys probably have some of those brushes at home. If you don't, go to the drugstore, go to Walgreens, Target, whatever. They have e.l.f. brushes for like $1 a piece, and you'll get, this will be set for you. So anyway, back to the eyes. If you guys want to cut off now, that's fine. I'll see you guys next time. If you do want to stay, hey. I will lose half of what I put on my eye because my eyes are hooded. So if you do have hooded eyes, or if you're getting older like myself, like one of my eyes is lower than the other. So it is a challenge doing my makeup. Gosh, this looks, in the lighting, my eyes look horrible, but it's really not like that in person. But they are a little wrinkly under there, getting mature. And the same thing with like looser skin on your eyelid. You might start getting a hooded eye when you never had a hooded eye before. But this eye is lower, the lower eyelid, than the other, and it has more excess skin. So it's a little bit harder to do. So I'm just going to show you guys how I do my makeup. I guess I'll do like a purple smoky eye. That's kind of like my thing that I do. I'm not going to be doing an everyday look. This is going to be, like I said, more of a smoky eye look. So let's see which brushes I have. Oh, I think I'm going to do my eyebrows first. So this is one of those things I did spend some money on because I couldn't find anything cheap at the drugstore for eyebrows. And this is by Benefit. Yeah. It's called Browsings. It's a brow shaping kit. Mine is in light. It gives you like a waxy side, so you can kind of set your eyebrows with this, and then this is a powder. I just use the powder. And this is a little brush from Sephora. It's like a pretty stiff, it's not like a fluffy brush. It's actually pretty stiff bristles, but it's about as wide as I want my eyebrow to be. And I don't have a lot of eyebrow. You guys can kind of see that. That's basically how much my eyebrows grow. It only grows in like right in here, and just a tiny bit under here. So they're very thin. So I just dip it in, put it on my brush, tap it off on the mirror. And then I start from the inside and make my first like brush stroke. Now, I don't always make my eyebrows even. It's kind of hard to make your your eyebrows and your makeup even all the time. You ever notice that? So anyway, here's my first eyebrow on. And right now that looks like super like, but once I get the other one on, it should be fine. So I tap it again, and then I do the same thing for the other one, but they never match, like I said. But my eyebrows don't match each other, so getting makeup on it to match is kind of like, yeah, right. Then to do like my little smoky eye, again, I don't even know how old this is. This is by NYX. It's drugstore. This is the little palette that has all the purples and some black in it. It says "Be Our Guest." Maurice. Jeez. Okay, so then where's my brushes? What I usually do too is I start with a nude shadow. A lot of people use MAC, and I can't remember what the name of it is. I have done that before, but I just use this NYX, which is similar packaging and look to the MAC, and I can't remember what the name of the MAC one is. I don't know, it's basically like a very nude, for me, nude color, and I just use my finger to put that on. You just go all over up onto the eyelid. Okay, there. Done. Oh, I guess I should tell you what that is. It's not shimmer, it's a total matte, and it says "I have a headache." What brush do I want to use? I'm going to use this Real Techniques brush, and it's called a shading brush. To start off with, I'm going to dip into this one over here. At first you're going to be a little bit scared if you've never done a smoky eye, and you're not like really great with makeup, you're gonna be afraid to go too dark. And the other part of getting a really good smoky eye look is the eyelashes, and you'll see that at the end. But anyway, so because my eye is hooded, I do this a little bit differently, but I'm gonna try to get up kind of close and show you guys. You just want it to go right above where that, I'm gonna call it a flap of skin, isn't that terrible? You want it to go like right on that skin right there. Because when you really open your eyes, just a little bit of that makeup is gonna show. So you make sure you get that spot, you know, that line up here that you want it to be at. So it's just above when you open your eye slightly. Because when you really open it, it's just gonna show a little bit, and that's what you want. I have a little something on my eyelash. It's probably leftover eyelash glue. Anyway, so then I'm gonna kind of go all over with that. I'm gonna dip it again, tap it off a little bit, and do the other eye. Now my other eye is different than this eye, so I have to look up a little bit more with this one to make sure I'm getting it in the same spot. Because when I close my eye slightly, it doesn't look like the other eye. And like if I raise it up, see how high that goes? But really it's like down here. I'm gonna have to put load a little bit more on to get this covered on this eye because of how much skin is there and how wrinkly it is. That's the other thing, wrinkles suck. And then loose skin is so terrible on your eye, I hate it. Okay, so now, for me, these are somewhat similar looking in person. A bit lighter purple, you get this deeper purple right here. So I'm gonna dip into that. So if you're nervous about it, this is the part where you're gonna be like, oh my God, it's way too dark, but it won't be. You're gonna basically get kind of like just in the corner here and bring it up underneath your brow bone. You're gonna feel your eye, and wherever your bone is, that's kind of like where you're wanting to go into. Like you could even dig it up into there. Does that make sense? Hopefully. People are gonna watch this, like makeup gurus are gonna watch this and be like, what is this woman telling people to do? But when you don't really do makeup, that's like the only way I can think to describe it to you guys, because they do it like perfectly all the time. Anyway, and then on my other eye, it's a little bit different. So I have to kind of really reach in there and find it and bring it down more because of how much extra skin is there. And sometimes you'll get it in the corner. You don't want to do that. You want to lift that off of there. Okay. Okay, so now I have to hurry. All right. What was I doing? I was looking for my fluffy brush. Then you're gonna go in and get like a little fluffy, softer brush and blend that out. Like what you just did, you're gonna blend it out. And when I mean blend it out, you just kind of go over it, what's already there, and kind of lift it up and rub it out. Does that make sense? Hopefully, like just above the line. This looks super purpley in person, but it's actually not that purpley in person. And then I have to check to see, because like I said, my eyes are different. So like on here, this one looks darker, but it's actually shaded more in that part. Anyway, and then if you really want to go dark, you can do another little, like a little bit of the black that's on this palette. Dip your little fluffy brush in, tap it off, and just kind of go into this corner and out. Like kind of up where you did the other darker purple. Okay. I don't know why I like to rub it in with my fingers sometimes. I want to just make sure that that's taken away. Now you're going to do, I gotta eat again, your eyeliner. You wanna, I use black, not super thick. I like to do my waterline. And then we're gonna go in and do what they call tight lining, which is the upper inside waterline. Now you're gonna get like one of these little brushes and you're gonna kind of smudge, we call it smudging. Take your eyelid a little bit, get onto the waterline and down into your lashes. Okay. That way it's not such a harsh line. If you don't smudge this out, you have like a really harsh line and it tends to make us who are more mature look older than we need to be. Oh, sorry, I have to hurry. We have to go to the gym and pay our new membership, so I like to do liquid liner on the top. This is by Milani. It's a liquid liner. It's like the best thing ever. Super thin and it won't come off unless it gets wet. So I kind of just lay it on top of my eyelashes and then put it down. There's a few reasons why I do it that way, because for one, I have the wrinkly eyelids now, a little bit more wrinkly and extra skin, so when you try to rub it along it like that, you're gonna get all these like little marks from your skin being a little bit wrinkled up. Then I go into the corner and bring it back around. Same thing on the other eye. You basically lay it on top of your eyelashes. Oh no, I just got it on my, oh well. You lay it on top of your eyelashes and just kind of bring it along, if that makes sense. See, when you pull, it's gonna make these little marks. So laying it down and just kind of making the line that way is much easier than pulling your skin, because again, it's going to give you those little grooves. I mean, you have to pull it somewhat, you just can't lay it down the whole time, but in order to get a better line, it's the best way to do it. Plus, you want to get as close to your lashes as you can, because you're going to be putting fake eyelashes on if you're somebody like me. Okay, that dries and sets up pretty fast. Then you want to curl your lashes before you put your fake lashes on. I'll worry about getting that eyeliner that I got on there. I'll worry about getting that off later. These are Demi Wispy eyelashes by Ardell. I like the really pointy tweezers for this. Like I said, these are the Ardell Wispy, Demi Wispy eyelashes, and you just like paint it on. You want to be careful if you're using this duo glue, because it's kind of runny. So you don't want it to get like down onto the lashes, but this is the duo glue that I use. So you're just gonna kind of let that set up, and then you're just gonna set them like on top of your actual eyelash. In the middle is where I go with first. And then I come over and get them down as close as I can to my eyelashes with the end, and then I come over, make sure they're not stuck already to your eyelashes or they won't attach to your skin that well, and put it on that way. Then I'll go in and kind of pinch them together. You don't want to get glue on your tweezers, because then when you go to put on your other lashes on your other eye, you won't be able to use them. They'll be like all stuck to the tweezers, and they won't come off when you go to set them down on your eyelid. There's my eyelash glue again. Do you do that? Do you have weird like makeup everywhere? I'm gonna watch this back and be like, oh my gosh, I am so absurd. This didn't even make sense. I don't know what I'm saying. Whatever, I guess. It's crazy how purple this looks in the light, but when you're in person, it doesn't look that purple. Like the purple people eater. And with a hooded eye, you usually don't want to have the lash over this far on the end because it makes your eye look more droopy. But today I'm hurrying and I have to go, so I'm not readjusting my lashes. So hopefully I'll try to get as close as I can so you guys can kind of see this. Seems dangerous going in that close with to your eye with something like this, right? But it looks really pretty. And aren't we all that vain, right? Then I use that Almay Get Up and Grow. I think it's in, yeah, black. And this is the brush. And you're just gonna brush your natural lashes like into the fake lashes. You don't actually have to like go up. I just like kind of push them into the brush itself because you're kind of marrying them together. And you got to be careful if you just set your eyelashes on that you're not pulling them off because the glue is tacky but it's not set, so you could be pulling it off. Okay, another little trick of mine for people that don't do lashes that often is this little guy, this eyeliner again. If you see a space that you can tell that there's like skin there and you've missed some of, you know, like you didn't get that close to your eyelash line, so you can see like a little bit of skin in between, you just go back in and tuck in and touch up with this eyeliner, and it's very helpful. I think my eyelash just came off on the front because I'm hurrying too much. Oh, nope, I guess not. I didn't lay it down right. I laid it onto the eyelash and not my actual skin, so that's the problem there. But right now, I don't have time to fix it, so I'm gonna try to cover it up with the eyeliner. And then you can go over the top to hide your imperfections too. Usually I don't have to go back over the top, but today is one of those days because I'm hurrying. Don't you hate it when your husband hurries you? And it's not, like I said, this is not perfection, you know? But doesn't it look way better than when I started? I mean, hello. And I forgot to put mascara on my lower lashes. Now this doesn't look as nice as normal because, like I said, I'm hurrying. Should I show you what my floor looks like from doing my makeup? This is all my makeup crap all over the floor. Reality, right? Okay, so hopefully this helps some of you guys. I'm not going to put my lipstick on right now because, like I said, I'm in a hurry and I have to go. I'm not even going to change my hair. But whatever. So this is the makeup look. I hope you guys like it. Try it out yourselves. It's not too hard, right? I'll talk to you guys next time. And oh, my battery's dying. Where is my charger? The foundation that I use to actually cover up all of this hot mess that I have going on, right? Like a wave. That's what the name of that one is called. Sorry, I'm gonna take a bite to eat. Okay.